Let's stay on the contract talk for a second because the Osa contract being the priority right now, when Micah has laid out all the breadcrumbs that he's willing to play ball with the Joneses and get this thing done, he's put in place a priority to get it done. At that point, you have to look at it. And if there's any consternation as far as getting that deal done, it's coming from on behalf of the Cowboys. My question would be, what would those concerns be? What would be those reasons for pause be that would make them not want to get this contract done quicker when we know for a fact Micah's ready to play ball. He's ready to do, according to him, he's ready to do what needs to be done to get this contract done. I think that's interesting that we need to dive into a little bit.
I mean, for me, before John goes, I think for me, AOC, you've done a good job covering it. I think they want to make sure that Micah is locked all the way in. I do think that where there's – and maybe John will jump
through
on.
the alley-oop and Foots came in and go, LeBron. Hey,
No,
I love it. That's where I was going with that, bro.
Well, yeah, because I think – and John, you jump in. You're in the building. But
Paul, shut your ass up. Talk about Brian yelling. Now I'm yelling. Shut your ass up.
Nah, I'll tell you this, man. I don't think Micah is – we love Micah Parsons. But I do think that what he pulled last year where he didn't come to – this is the one – I don't care about the podcast. When he didn't come to OTAs, I didn't like that because you can't create what you're trying to create. That's for Mike McCarthy. Like, let's just say this year Micah has a deal with name the team, name the publication. He's like, nah, I'm not coming to OTAs this year.
Right.
If we about to give you this money, your ass is coming to OTAs, bro. Like we need you to be locked. Excuse my language, but we need you. We paying you, bro. We need you locked in. Like.
Right.
At the end of the day, like, I just feel like that may be to answer AOC's question, because we want to keep it real on the Cowboys Collective. We're not going to sugarcoat nothing. Like, I love Micah.
We ain't twerking for likes on tweets, man.
Yeah, at the end of the day, bro, like, nah. At the end of the day, I went to war for Micah. I thought last year calling him not a leader was Bush League, but I do also think, like, bro, at a point, it's for all of y'all. Bro, get off Twitter. Y'all are too focused on. Me and AOC talked about this. All of them. It's not just him. All of y'all are too focused. We talked about it last week, John. They're too focused on what we think. You're not going to win like that. I just hate to say it. You're not going to win like that. Go ahead, John.
Definitely not. Go ahead.
And I don't know, John, I want to throw you a oop too, John. I want to throw you a oop. I'm gonna kind of feed you something that I heard from another insider, because I did do a show with Bobby Belt this week, right? And he did pretty much confirm to me that there were some concerns with Micah's maturity level in recent years. Now, it wasn't as much so this past season, because I guess he did a better job of kind of locking in, especially with Mike Zimmer kind of tightening the screws on him a little bit and sat him down like, hey, we need you to, really take a leadership role here.
Right.
But is there anything to the idea that the Cowboys may be afraid to pay Micah Parsons? I think that's the direct question that we need to kind of get to, the root of the question. That's the real nitty-gritty right there.
I don't believe that.
Okay.
Now, of course, if tomorrow it comes out that he gets traded or something, Luka Doncic style, where it comes out of nowhere, then I'll be the first person to say, well, clearly there must have been some stuff behind the scenes, because they wouldn't do this otherwise. But I don't see that with him. And even if there are some of those, let's be honest.
Mm-hmm.
Was Zeke perfect?
No.
I could make the argument that Zeke's best ball was played when probably wasn't doing the best stuff away from the field when he was living
that's
on
the
the
perfect
edge.
example.
That's
the perfect example.
That's the problem.
That's the perfect example.
That I think that's playing AOC's role.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, the Jones. Now we've been talking about they had a feeling of regret. Now we don't know if they regret how they approached free agency or if they regret who they paid and how they paid them. Right?
Yeah.
They have some regrets. Zeke is the perfect. I'm glad you brought that up, because he didn't. He made them look like fools when they gave him that contract. It was nothing but trouble. It was nothing but a lack of focus after the contract. So could that that's recent? That's this generation of Cowboys.
Right.
Could that be something that the Joneses are looking at like, hey, is he going to be a guy that we give $200 million to, and now he feels the security of having that NFL contract? Now I'm going to focus more on my Bleacher Report stuff. Now I'm going to lean more into my HBO Max deal with my pod. Yeah. Now I'm going to lean more into my Adidas deal. Now I'm secure football-wise. Is his focus going to be the same? Is he still going to be motivated to continue to grow as a leader?
To be fair to Ezekiel Elliott, and Parsons and Ezekiel Elliott, Parsons would be considered an angel, compared to Ezekiel Elliott, what he got caught up with. But I get both of y'all points on that. But go ahead, John.
And that's true. That's true, Law. That was an important point. That was an important point to make. I'm not trying to say that in the same vein, but I'm saying it's the unpredictability. That's what it is.
It's a good question to ask. I mean.